Oops, can everybody hear me now? That was real good. Just talking with myself muted. Okay. So what we're going to do is go through the higher time frames first, and then we're going to go down to the 45, the 12, and the 3. Okay? So your codes are over here. OB is overbought. OS is oversold. U is uptrend. D is downtrend. C means that it is in congestion. P is a magenta peak, and an asterisk tells us that it is close to an ATR. Okay? So in this case, gold is in congestion. Again, you would need to actually look at gold to see, okay, is this congestion zone to the downside or to the upside? Okay? Because we have red ATRs, I know it's to the downside. The ATR is above price. Okay? All right, is the ADX overbought? No. For some reason my RSI is not on here. And it actually should be. And I really don't know why it's not, because I saved it with it. Okay, so if you look at the RSI, you can see there's nothing of substance on that RSI. Let me go ahead and put the RSI on these as well. And new. I don't like the labels on my chart. That's the reason I remove them. It bothers me. I don't know why. I'm just a little bit weird that way. So I take them off. I don't need to know the name. I already know the name. I named it. So there we go. So on the 1440, we're in congestion, nothing to notate on the ADX or the RSI. Then if we go to the 720, we also see that we're in congestion. Now, notice that this is congestion to the upside, this is congestion to the downside, okay? I would look at that and say, oh. Now, could you notate that in the chart? Yeah, you can. You could do something simple as C-U. That means congestion to the upside. C-D would be congestion to the downside. Okay? Anything to notate on the ADX or the RSI on the 720? No. Okay? Let's move to the 180. We have an uptrend. Are we close to an ATR? No. Is the ADX overbought? No. Is the RSI overbought? No. Okay? So overall on the 14 and the 720, you have confusion, but the 180 is in an uptrend. That's all we can tell. Oh. I'll see what you're talking about, Christian. Me and my typing skills. Okay? Any questions on how I just did that? So, you know, as it stands right now, I'd probably trade in the direction of the 180 because we're not at the ATR on either the 720 or the 1440. Now, be aware that you do have an ATR right up above you at 1216. Do y'all understand that? I can look at the chart and see that. Could you notate that? Yeah, if you wanted to, you could. Everybody on the same page with gold. All right. Now, let's go look at crude. Crude on the 1440 is in a downtrend. On the 7, it's on a downtrend, but it's retracing on a magenta peak because that's what the P means, okay? And then on the 180, you're at congestion, and you're also either at the ATR or you're at a congestion dot, okay? Let's go look and see if the charts confirm that. Okay, we are in a downtrend, okay? The one thing that I would notate on here is at the moment, you are now becoming oversold, okay? Everybody understand that? It's at 69.33. You're 0.7 away from 70. You better notate that. Okay? Now, on the 720, you're in a downtrend and you are still completing a retracement back to the ATR, okay? Is the RSI oversold? No, okay? When you get to the 180-minute chart, what is going on? Okay, you're at the ATR, you are just kind of flatlining really on the ADX and on the RSI, okay? So to me, this would be congestion, and we would put in the C-U and asterisk, and after the asterisk, if you want to, you can say ATR. That tells me we're at the ATR, not the congestion dot. Do y'all understand that? So overall, my interpretation of crude is probably going to go up. Understand that? Any questions on that? All right, let's go look at the ES. It's uptrend, downtrend, peak is retracing, congestion, peak is retracing. Understand that? Let's go look at it. Let's see if it's right.
ATR alert.
All right, this one has a peak that has already retraced, so we don't need to notate that, okay? You're not at the ATR, you're not overbought, you're not overbought. That's all we needed to notate. It's an uptrend. Okay, on the 720-minute chart, you know, we are still doing this peak retracement here. That's the reason it's marked over here as a peak retracement. Okay, not overbought down here. Okay, go over to the 180. We have a peak that is retracing. Now this would be a peak to the downside, okay, off of this congestion dot. Now I will say, even though this closed one tick above that congestion dot value, I would still see that as a valid congestion dot, okay? So let's update the ES to reflect that we are in congestion, okay? Got that? Okay, we're in congestion, and it's uptrend congestion, and we're at the congestion dot, okay? And the peak is retracing, meaning that it is going down. It's a reversal bar, Robert. I usually don't have that on, but it's on this one. Any questions on the ES? Now, I think the key levels today on the ES will probably be your ATR at 2074.75. It could still be that congestion dot at 2067, as well as the congestion dot over here at 2049. Okay, I would have those lines on my trading chart just to remind me, hey, there's support or resistance in those areas. Okay, any questions on that? All right, let's go look at the DAX. Up, magenta peak is retracing. We are overbought and we're up on the 180. So it looks like the DAX is pretty much going up, except that we're in an overbought situation. And that's only RSI only. Do y'all see that? You're overbought on the RSI, not necessarily on the ADX. It's still in the process of retracing back to that magenta peak though. Okay? You're not overbought over here. You are overbought on the RSI. Okay? And then over here, it's just you're in an uptrend. As long as that 180 is telling me an uptrend, I'm probably going to be going long unless we have a 45-minute magenta peak. Then we could take a counter trend trade. Everybody got that? All right, let's go look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's up, peak is retracing, we're in congestion, and we're in a downtrend. All right, so here you're still retracing back to this ATR at 42.59. Okay, here you're in congestion. I would think that it would come down to the congestion dot. That would be my opinion. And I think the ATR here is probably going to hold it down. So overall, it's probably going to go down. Does that mean it can't go up? No, it doesn't mean it can't go up. Price can do anything it wants to do. Probabilities are that it will go down. And there is a difference in that statement. Let's see. Yeah. And this is congestion to the downside. And this is down. As close as that is to the ATR, I probably would have put that in there. That's just me. Okay? Because that's pretty close on the DAX. It's 6 points, 12 ticks. Okay? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the NASDAQ. It's 6 points. It's 24 ticks. On a 180, that would be about right, so I would still put it in there. And all you have to do is say downtrend asterisk ATR. Okay? Now let's go look at the Dow. Up, 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 peak retracing.
THD Alert.
Okay? So let's go see if that's right on the charts. Up. You are, I do believe, overbought. No, you're not. Okay. We'll live with that. Up, nothing, nothing. We're doing up, but it is trying to retrace back to the ATR that is at 178.112. So initially we could see some downward action, and then it would resume the uptrend. Everybody understand that? That's how I would see it. The only thing that could potentially hold this price up from this retracement, it would be a 45-minute ATR or a 12-minute ATR. Those are the only two things. Does everybody understand that now? So on gold, overall, I would say up for the time being. Here you've got congestion, and it's in an uptrend to the ATR. But you could still go down. It just has to break that ATR first. So my gut instinction is if it's in congestion and the congestion is to the upside and it's at the ATR, which is below price, okay, I would say more than likely it would be up, okay? But if they flip that ATR, then expect it to go down, okay? All right, on the ES, we have up, we have down, we have congestion. It's an uptrend congestion, so that tells me that the congestion dot is above, and it's at that congestion dot at the moment. I would say down. Okay? This is up, it is overbought. This is up, peak is retracing, and it is overbought, and this is up. Until I see anything else, I will mark that up. Okay? NASDAQ, up. The peak is retracing. We have congestion in a downtrend. We're down at the ATR, down. Oop. Okay, unless something changes, that's exactly what I would do. All right, on the Dow, we've got up, 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 peak is retracing. So I would say down, then up, and I'd probably put in 17813 because that's where the ATR is. Now, I have pretty much just combined everything that I just looked at in one column. Do y'all see that?
ATR alert.
Any questions on that?
ATR alert.
All right, we're going to move that off the screen. So that I can see all of my stuff. Okay, now this is I wanted to point out it was a gold trade I took this morning, and let me point it out. And this was just because I had the alerts running, okay? We were at the ATR here. There was no ATR in the way on the 12-minute, and we had just had a wide bar retrace back to the congestion dot, okay? Sellers took over on that high, so I said, ooh, they're going to take it short. And I went short and was able to get 3 clipper levels, okay? Now, was that a little bit more complex than what I teach in the trading room? Sure. I can only teach so much in the trading room, okay? Everybody understand that? And then what happened after I exited? Oh, I got an alert that says, hey, you're at the ATR on the 45-minute. I said, oh, that's good. Okay, I went right back to the long side. But this time I only took 1 clipper level because the ATR on the 12-minute was in the way. It was sitting right here. And I said, okay, fine. I'll take 1 clipper and be happy. Does everybody understand that? Any questions on it? Good morning, Ash. All right, so now I can get rid of the clipper because I explained it to you. When you find ATRs in conflict, how do you decide how much room there is in between the ATR and where my entry is? No problem, Ash. That's what makes my decision, Mike. I mean, in this case, on gold, you had about 50 ticks, okay? Yeah, I can take profit if there's 50 ticks potential there, okay? But if that had been 10 ticks, no, I wouldn't have messed with it. Yeah, and there was nothing in the way over here, Christian, on the 12-minute, okay? So it's not just, oh, I went short off of the 3-minute into the 45-minute. No, I made sure I did not have an ATR directly below price over here. It's on the blog, Keith. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was 11 ticks on the 3-minute, and it was 14 ticks over on the 45-minute, if I remember correctly. Now, let me show you something else that I have noticed. Yeah, if we had been higher on the ADX, Dave, yes, it would have given you a magenta peak. But, and this is a pattern that I keep telling y'all. Typically what happens when it reaches the congestion dot? If it does not break this congestion dot, it comes right back to this ATR, okay? That was further confirmed by the fact that we had a wide bar. Wide bars retrace, correct? So, either way you went, the chart was actually telling you price is fixing to go down. And y'all know I'm going to listen to my chart now. Now, here's something that I'm noticing because we did the alert where it changes the ATR color, okay? So anytime price gets I'll go through this slowly because my mind's spinning this morning. On the 3-minute, it's 5 ticks. On the 12-minute, I have mine set to 10 ticks. On the 45-minute, I have set it to 20 ticks, okay? So if it gets within 5 ticks of price on the 3-minute, it will turn orange. If it gets within 10 ticks on the 12-minute, it will turn orange. If it gets within 10 ticks over here, 20 ticks over here, it will turn orange. Does everybody understand that?
ATR alert.
Okay. Now, how many of you have ever heard me say if you have a gappy chart, it's too slow to trade that time frame? Right? Everybody's heard me say that. Right? Well, guess what happened on the ES this morning? And it was very unusual. I don't normally see it happen. Well, I wouldn't know because this is the first time I've ever noticed it. Look at what happened when it turned red. Do you see how that stayed orange? It has nothing to do with the volume. Well, maybe, because a lot of times, Ash, even during the London session, the ES moves. It's one of the markets that moves 24 hours a day. But look at the color on the ATR. Now, look at the price bars. Anybody see gaps in these price bars? Like here. Do you see there's gaps in there? It's telling me, even if you want to trade that, you better just go in for one clipper level because it's moving too slow. And don't rely on the volume because that's too slow. Do y'all see that? Yes, no, maybe? Come on, guys. Let me know.
Alert.
No, look at this, Ash. It stayed orange for the entire morning session. I have never, ever noticed that before. All right, let me change the color real quick. Let's see, let's make it purple. See if you notice it now. Do you notice it now? Do you see how this is purple? There's one red ATR in that whole shebang. That's telling me it's moving extremely slow. Now do you get it? I can blow it up some for you. Now see over here, you see it right now, it's purple. I would anticipate that. Why? It just flipped the ATR. It has to come back and test the ATR. But you have a trend here, okay? Right here, it should have went back to red, and it did not. It just kept plotting purple and purple and purple and purple. Oh, very good way of putting it. it was hugging the ATR.
ATR alert.
And when it's hugging the ATR after it has broke the congestion dots or after it has tested an ATR, you have a really slow market is what I'm seeing. And that just happened to be a byproduct
ATR alert.
of what we did. And I'm going to set that back to orange because I like the orange. Do orange red. No, you don't see a lot of difference in that between the red. We'll do coral. Yep. And I never had realized that until we saw the color change on the ATR, so it's kind of a neat byproduct. So if you send me a chart now and I see a row of orange, okay, you see it over here, okay. Now this is good, you know, it told me, okay, it's pulling back to the ATR, but it never really truly moved away from the ATR. Do you see that? That is a very slow market to trade. If you do go in that, you better take one clipper level and be done with it. Say thank you, okay? I don't think you'll have that much trouble with the new alert system because you're going to get a lot of alerts. And I know. I've listened to it for a week now. We did change it so that it's not flashing anymore. If it's within 10 ticks or 5 ticks or 20 ticks of the ATR, this is going to stay right here. In this case, it's within 5 ticks because it's a 3-minute. Now, let me tell you something else that I have noticed. If I'm not running anything else on my computer, and y'all have to really kind of understand this, I usually have my email open. I'm writing an article that's in Word. I'm writing on the blog that's Mozilla, okay? I have a web monitoring software where I see everybody that's on the websites, okay? So I'm running a lot of programs that y'all do not necessarily run in a day. If I shut all of that down, okay, then I can have a 3, a 12, and a 45-minute, and it will not lock up my machine.
ATR alert.
All right, now, on the NASDAQ, we got an ATR alert, and I know it's to the short side because it says 4 right here, and it's in red. If you had any doubts of that, you could look at the trend. And on gold,
ATR
no,
alert.
on the Dow, we have an ATR to the upside, okay? Well, now I've already said on the NASDAQ, I'm interested in going down, and on the Dow, I'm interested in going down unless something changes in the 180. Okay? We said that earlier this morning. Do y'all understand that? Would binary trades be good when levels cannot be broken in the orange area? Oh, most definitely, Mike. And if it's at that level, that's a 50-50 trade. You know, give or take a few dollars either direction.
ATR alert.
All right, so let's go. We're on the ES. Let's just go look at the NASDAQ. Okay. Now, we're coming back to this ATR right here. Okay, and on the NASDAQ, we only want to go short. Okay. Now, this is an example of, and I think, Mike, you asked the question. If we go short here, we have an ATR below us, basically 2 points below us. Do you see that, Mike? Now, you know, I'm not going to enter that trade. Within 8 ticks, I have got an area that may act as support. No way. No way. I ain't going to do that. That's not good trading. Do y'all understand that? All right, let's go look at the other one, the Dow. Okay. Now, on the Dow, you've got congestion over here, confusion over here because you're in congestion. And I would anticipate come back to here, okay? No, I'm not interested in this. I stopped myself. I didn't say an ugly word this morning. All right, let's go look at gold. That's right. It makes sense. You need room to move or it bounces in your face. Yeah, I don't like those that bounce in my face. All right, should we take this trade to the downside? Y'all tell me. Because to me,
ATR alert.
I already know.
ATR alert.
Should we go short on gold? No. Why would you go short on gold when the 12 and the 45 are going up? Hello. Now, if I didn't have these alerts and I could get to them as quickly as what we're getting to them, I probably wouldn't miss any of them. Okay? Because we'd be flipping through charts trying to find something. We don't have to do that no more. It tells me. It stays there. The full duration of the bar, it stays there. Do y'all understand this? Do you understand how easy I have made this for you? Oh, this is so sweet. I could do this all day. I don't miss trades because I'm writing articles. I don't miss trades because I'm doing something on the blog or doing an email. I will put you on hold when my alerts go off. That's all I can say. You are put on hold. Yeah, it is. It's like hiring an assistant. I went, right now, JK, when it appeared up here, it said trend ATR, and I went and looked at it, and immediately I knew not to take it because you were going against these two. It was coming back to this ATR right here, okay? But I knew not to mess with it. Yes, Robert, we just did it. I haven't released it to anybody yet. If it comes, it has to come up here to the ATR, come back and test the ATR. Not for all of them, just for the congestion, the ATR, and if the trend flips, there's one for that one. I just don't use it. Now, if you really wanted to go long on gold, your entry was here. Now, I only took one clipper level on that. It's on the blog. And I did that because we had an ATR sitting right here. Would it break that ATR? I don't know. That's the future. I can't tell you the future. Okay? But if you wanted to go long, that was the place to go long. Now you have to wait for that to come back and test the ATR before you can do it. They're actually going to be released next week with Ninja Trader, not TradeStation and multi-charts. We're still working on those. Now we have a trend ATR on the ES, okay? But we've already said it should actually go down, and this is an uptrend. We'll look at it, but I don't have a lot of hope for it. Nope. You got resistance right up above you here. You got resistance right up above you here. These are not real good trades. You have to have divergence as it pulls back to the ATR, JK. But we haven't had an entry except for the gold one I took this morning. On the gold one this morning here, you had divergence because buyers came in. As they made that low, buyers came into that market. The delta showed it. It was red because price made a low. The volume color is based on price action. Okay? Let's see. This would seem ideal not just for opening of markets, but in slow evening periods that can suddenly give opportunities. Yeah, you're right. This makes sense no matter what time of the day that you're trading. And I mean, how easily are we screening these entries? I want y'all to realize that, okay? No, it is not based on the close at all. It's based on the orders. Let's see. Does multi-charts freeze up during high volatility conditions? Would you recommend it over NT7? Your opinion, please. What are you trading, ND? Crude, as far as I can tell right now, should be going up. And, of course, the trend is up, but you're not at a ATR.
ATR alert.
Stocks in QQQ. What time frame do you trade them on, ND? You've got overhead resistance here and here. And I wouldn't be touching that right now. ND, what time frames do you trade on stocks?
ATR alert.
Tick charts. Your intraday trade, correct? Hi, Larry. Okay, if you're intraday trading stocks, I would probably recommend multi-charts because of the scanner capabilities. Okay, now that's for right now. Ninja Trader's coming out with Ninja Trader 8 in about, I would say it's probably going to be about 6 months. And then Ninja Trader 8 will probably handle it. With the memory limitations that we have right now in Ninja Trader, I don't think it will handle your stocks. Unless you're just trading, maybe 4 stocks, then it could. Is the market analyzer populated automatically? Yes, it is. We designed these indicators to populate for you. Well, you could, Mike. And the 3 hour, what you would do is just take the end of every bar and update it. Okay? For example, and I don't have the charts right now, but the 180 typically finishes at 9 o'clock. Okay? So you could go and update that bar at 9 o'clock. There's a lot of different ways you could do that spreadsheet, Mike. I tried to do it in a quick, efficient way for the trading room. But, you could have one section for 1440, one section for 720, one section for 180, and do it that way, or just update the cells as you progress during the day. Okay? Either way would be appropriate. I'll try to do that, Mike. Okay.
ATR alert.
We get more ATR alerts. ATR alerts. I started to set that to looky here. You see all this orange here? Do you see the orange? Okay. That is one slow market.
ATR alert.
Okay. When you see that, it should instantly think, ooh, that is moving slow. And that was just really a byproduct of what we did. I would love to take brilliant credit for that, but it was just a byproduct of what we did. And it stands out at me, so. Let's see, the ES. Let's go look at the DAX. Now, the only thing with the DAX is you do have right up above you, you have an ATR at 78.5. Could you take this to the upside? I wouldn't want to. You know, this is retracing back to this ATR. This is showing overhead resistance. Nah, I'll wait for a better setup. And that's what it's about. This is part of trading. This is the part that most of us fail at. Waiting on a good setup instead of, well, I need to be in the market, so I'll just take this. It's not the perfect one, but we'll take it because it's the only one I can find. And I missed the other one over there. We don't have that no more. Yes, it is, Larry. Let's see. The Bank of Canada rate decision is at 10 a.m. Could you take a look at the 6C? Give me just a minute. Okay. We'll do this one.
ATR alert.
All right, this is down. This is going down. This has to flip the ATR. That will turn it red. It has to go back and test the ATR for me to take an entry. I sent you an email. It's just whenever you want to, Keith. I'm not real strict about that. And I mean, in the spreadsheet, it really tells you, trend trade, higher time frame trending, lower time frame, price retraces to the ATR on diverging volume. Counter trend trade, ADX magenta peak on a higher time frame, price flips the ATR in a lower time frame, then it will retest that new ATR on diverging volume. If those conditions are not met, you do not take a trade. Okay? Let's see. Somebody wanted me to look at the 6C. Now, I don't have my higher time frames up, okay? So I can't discuss those. All right, right now they actually sold that high. That's surprising. Is that went back to the congestion dot, they sold it, okay? It looks like they're going to take it down. Without looking at higher time frames, I can't be for sure, but it looks like they're going to take the Canadian down. I'm trying to make sure I've answered everybody's questions. If I haven't, let me know. Are you familiar with Multi-Charts Money Management Tool, Portfolio Manager? I've never used that, and the reason is, Indy, normally I trade off of another machine. That's where my brokers are. I don't use inside of a platform. I have a tendency to think that people can see my orders, so I don't do that. And they can see what I'm doing, so I don't do that. I just do it on a different one. Once in a while, like yesterday, I did an ES trade, okay, and I had to connect to my live account to do that, but I did that so I could get a video for y'all. So no, I do not use money management or portfolio manager in NinjaTrader, so I can't really comment on that one. Answered that. Okay. What is the CSI saying? You mean RSI? Really about the only thing that I use the RSI for is noticing overbought and oversold, especially if the 80X is above 70 as well. Now, that's me, okay? But it does also show you divergence. For example, here to here, do you see how it spotted that divergence? It spotted the divergence here. It spotted the divergence here. It's there if you want to use it, okay? Yes, actually it was, Christian. I had 17 markets in my market analyzer. And as long as I didn't have anything else open, I could do that. Now, that's something that will be fixed when the new release of NinjaTrader comes out. Okay? And that's when we're going to blow it away. Trade demon. All right, let's go back to crude a minute. Okay?
ATR alert.
There we go. Now, let me go find the question again. I noticed that crude was setting long on the 12-minute. So why are you looking for short? You have overhead resistance at 67.69. You have overhead resistance at 67.83. I'm not going to take a trade that has resistance 10 ticks away from my entry. I'm just not going to do that. I do have it as an instrument strength meter, Sash. When I can open it with the market analyzer, I cannot open that. It takes too much memory right now. I don't really look at the expectations. It can be very misleading. It was last night on the currencies. See, normally, and this is really the answer to your question, Sash. Normally, I put this in a 45-minute, and I can monitor all of the, markets that are either overbought or oversold and the direction that they're going towards each other. But I'd rather be notified of my price to the ATR and price to congestion.
ATR alert.
Okay, if crude is above 67.92.95, would you long in next level? It would have to come back and test an ATR. I don't take a trade unless it's at the ATR or the congestion dot, guys. I don't care how good the chart looks, I ain't going to do it.
ATR alert.
ATR is the average true range. It is the plus sign right here. That's the plus sign, okay? So if price comes back like it did over here and I have diverging volume, I'm taking that trade. It's right here. There's your entry right there, guys. It flipped the ATR. It came back to test the ATR. It did so on diverging volume. That was your entry. I didn't have a trigger on the 3-minute. I traded the 45, guys. What do you mean, Christian? I'm not following you. I'm not following what you're asking, Christian. What do you mean? What are the tick movements that are acceptable and the major indices for you to take a trade? I don't have that, Christian. I mean, I know looking at it, okay? It's all based on risk to reward. You will have to email me, Indy. It's gm@tradershelpdesk.com. I'll be glad to answer your question then.
ATR alert.
I don't know where it's at, but I know I'm not at it because I don't have an alert there. On gold, yeah. It was right here. Is that where you're talking about, Dave? And that had minimal risk on it too. In fact, if you put the clipper on that one, let's see, I got to status that one off. That's true. Well, I can't get my clipper on there, but yeah. Of course, Dave. I'm waiting on my programmer to finish the and lock it up. And then I've got to do some more templates and all. It's, Dave, you'll love it. I'm here to tell you, you will love it. That's right. That's what happens. Is Larry and Dave, as soon as my programmer sends me the locked version, I'll send them to both of you. So if y'all have any issues, I can address them before we release it. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm having trouble with 9.5 version, Larry.
CD alert.
All right, CD.
ATR alert.
Oh, ATR. Nope. You're playing in this congestion zone. That's all you're doing right now. And this bar right here tells me they may flip that ATR. I ain't touching that shit. Oop, I used a bad word. I will trade any time frame. If I have a setup on the 3-minute, I will take a setup on the 3-minute. If I have a setup on a 12-minute, I will take a 12-minute. If I have a setup on the 45-minute, I will take a 45-minute trade. If I have it on a 180, I will take a 180. If I have it on a 720, I will take it on a 720. And if I have it on a 1440, I will take it on a 1440. That is the trouble, Dave. And that's the reason I decided to do it yesterday. Because, you know, we're always searching. And you know, everybody tells me, I missed this great trade because I was searching over here, you know, and I missed a great trade because I'm doing something else. Or I missed a great trade because, you know, I didn't see it at the ATR and when I came back it was gone. Well, you know, you don't have that issue now. I'll let you, Dave. Now, I don't have it for TradeStation yet, and I don't have it for multi-charts yet. We're still working on that one, okay? Yeah, and Ninja Trader is doing a great job at it. You know, again, if you're running a lot of programs like I do, then, you know, you're going to have to keep it to a minimum. With me in the room, and, you know, I don't mind showing y'all this. Excuse me, you can see right here, GoToMeeting is taking up 221,000 units of my memory. NinjaTrader is at 289. I know if NinjaTrader gets to about 300 to 350, it's going to crash on me. So, you know, I respect that. That's the best way for me to say it. Now, if I wasn't taking up this much memory would go to meeting, that's where I could be running a 3-minute, a 12-minute, and a 45-minute. Do y'all understand? Oh, now it's starting to go in the direction that we want.
ATR alert.
You see this ATR? You see how that's restricting price right now? I ain't taking no trade until they break that sucker. You're not enticing me in. Yeah, it will. Well, not only will it use less memory, but it will also have more memory accessible. Yeah, I could have higher than 350. It wouldn't bother it. You know, I wish I was. They haven't released the beta testing yet as far as I know. I've already told them I wanted to. I don't know if I'll be elected to, but I'd love to. And it would be, I'd have to put it on my laptop to do it. Because I can't do anything that would screw up in the trading room. We got crudes at the ATR now. Now, it's in the process of flipping the ATR, okay? If that goes back to test the ATR, then I'll be interested in it. Not until then. Let's see what the ES is doing. Nope, not interested in it. You're going against this one. This is going to come back and test this ATR. I don't take trades like that. You're not trading probabilities there. I don't take them. It would have to come back and test that ATR before I was even interested in that market. Do y'all see how fast we can scan these now? Oh yeah, it is way cool. It's worth... I'm not even going to say that. I want to keep my mouth shut for once.
ATR alert.
Let's see what the NASDAQ is doing. Oh, I'm on the NASDAQ. Is it the ATR? I think it does too, Ash. I really do.
ATR alert.
Yeah, but I missed my trade on gold. It looked like they were going to go down. That's, a really good indication that they're going to take it down. I was talking to someone else the other day, and it's really weird at how accurate it is, but trusting it from a trader's perspective is hard. It really is. Because, I designed it, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God. I do, Indy, to some extent, okay?
ATR alert.
But you'd have to email me privately before I go into that. I don't really talk about it in the room. The Dow, we got CDN trend alert. Well, I'm glad you did too. Now we got another trend alert on gold. I want to look at that one. If that comes up with divergence on the close, you could actually enter that to the long side. Trust takes time as buyer of software, as I don't know what or how it's based upon. That's true, but watching it work reinforces, and you have to employ the keep it simple, sweetie method. It works and you want to trade, so what? Oh, it works and you want to trade what works. It took me a while on that one, David, didn't it? Lord, my eyesight's getting bad. This would be your entry on gold at the end of that bar if it's diverging volume. I'm reading questions, so I think I miss intermediate time frame trades, but it seems the 180 and 240 ATR trades would be good weekly out of the money options if found Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, you're right, Mike. It would be. Your process would force me to look at these a few times per day for trades and not just market assessment. Time for a move with binary means I do not have to watch it, set and forget while you focus everywhere else. You know, that's pretty much the reason that we did the alerts, Mike, for that same exact reason, okay? You know, I do other things. All right, I'm going to put the clipper on this one and we'll track it for a few minutes. I'm not going to promise to stay in the room for the duration unless we get stopped out. The risk on that is 8 ticks. The reward is 16 ticks. The stop is right beneath that. Now, you're going into this uptrend. You're going into this uptrend over here, okay? Probabilities are it will go up. Does that mean you won't get stopped out? No, it might be a negative trade. But you're trading with the probabilities of your higher time frame. That is as good as it gets in trading. Well, if you have low risk too. In fact, if it goes back and tests that congestion dot, you'll probably get a clipper too. The Forex pairs are the best ones to do like that. Forex pairs, the DAX, any of the indices, Mike, would be good. You know, I don't necessarily like to intraday do the binaries on gold and silver because they close early and that just ticks me off. So, yeah, I don't necessarily trade that, Ash. So, what I look at, the volume did increase on that last bar. It was higher than this bar. Buyers were definitely there and they controlled that bar. That's all I need to know. Yeah, crude doesn't really close. That's the reason you don't hear me talk much about the crude binaries, unless I can get it early in the morning on a binary, Keith, because then I get more time on it. I'll do out of the money binaries, and that's why. You know, if it takes until 4 o'clock to make that move, then you just kind of got screwed on it. Yeah, during your first clipper levels at 1204.5. It's got to go up another 5 ticks. And this one, because that touched the ATR, Dave, I just used the default, which is it looks at 2 bars, the last 2 bars, and it offsets that. Okay? So in this case, it offset that low by 1 tick. But let's say that it didn't
ATR alert.
come down that far, okay? Let's say that it only came to maybe here. You have to kind of play with that number to make sure you're under the ATR. Do you understand what I'm talking about, Dave? Let me go to this chart. You got Clipper 1. You should have your stop at break even now. Let me go to the Clipper. Y'all can watch this trade while I'm explaining this. Funny how we picked the best trade today. Well, we got the profitable trade, I'll put it that way. Okay, the first thing is auto override. Now you can set this to true and it will automatically use whatever you put in there. For example, 16, 32, and 48. Okay, that would be your profit targets, and this is your stop ticks, which is 8. So we're just, this is double that, okay? Now, Clippers bar back, I use 2, but you could actually set that to any number you want. You can set the risk to reward to any number you want.
Alert.
You can set the stop offset ticks. I've got it set to 1. You could set it to anything you wanted. I use bar direction. You can set that to true or false. Now we also have the Clipper flexible, and we have Clipper long and Clipper short, okay? So you could put them on there in any formation that you wanted. You could just do long because you're going long. You could just do Clipper short because you're going short, okay? It's whatever's most convenient for you. I do try to offer as many variations that I can without revealing code, okay? And I'm just going to put a line on here so y'all know that this is where your stop would be. Your entry was at, can't see, 1202.9. So you want at least 1203 or 1203.1 is your break even. I'm going to do 1203.1. That would cover the cost of the trade and all that good stuff. Spread it out. Next profit target is up here. Now this is 2 ticks above the congestion level. So knowing me and knowing that that congestion level is there, I would probably put that as my profit target. Okay? You're missing 2 ticks. That's okay. If it does get there, definitely move it up to Clipper 1 as your trailing stop.
ATR alert.
We got an ATR alert on the NASDAQ. It's going up. It's intrabar.
CD alert.
Oh yeah. Don't you just love it? And you just got Clipper 3, guys. Hot damn. So that was 16, 32, and 48. That's a lot of money on gold. Just to let you know. Just because we had the alerts. Because remember how we were jumping around and I missed this one over here, but I got it over here. And that's the beauty. I love that. All right, any other questions this morning? Any other questions? No. Now what you can do is once you place an order, if you click on it and you right click, Dave, then you can place your order on the clipper. That's what I was doing yesterday in the video. You can do that. All right. In that case, I'm going to end the session today. Everybody should have been happy with that trade.
CD alert.
I think you can, Dave. If not, we can talk to my programmer for you. You too. All right, everybody have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. You're welcome, Ash. Oh, I am recording it, so if you want to go back and read it, view it later today, you can. Okay? All right, everybody have a nice day, and I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place.